All right, Ryan, thanks for coming in and sharing your heart. I had a hard time catching up with you since last weekend, and I've just heard so many kids and parents just bragging about all God did. Just give us some highlights. I know you can't cover everything, but just give us some highlights.
Well, last weekend we had our winter retreat, 2012, at the Great Wolf Lodge. It was awesome. We experienced a lot of things. The kids that got the water park and had a lot of fun things to do. But most importantly, our sessions were spectacular. We ended up having 20 kids come to know Christ.
That's great.
On a winter retreat. Then we came back Wednesday and we had Revolution that we have every Wednesday night at 6:30. I had a good friend, a pastor friend of mine. His name is Kevin Williams. Him and his band, Ed and Phil Band, from Atlanta, Georgia. They were here, and Kevin spoke, shared his heart, and we had 12 kids come to know Christ that night.
Absolutely.
So we're looking at 32 kids in the past couple of weeks who've made decisions. So
right.
Very cool.
Great Wolf Lodge, the weekend, the Martin Luther King holiday weekend. It seems like since you started doing that 4 years ago, it's just like, I mean, it booked out probably quicker than any trip we've ever done.
Yeah, actually, this year for winter retreat, we had the deadline set for the second Sunday of December, and we sold out the second week of November with 150 spots. So next year, our plan next year is to bump up to 200 spots and reduce the price, hopefully down to that $75 price to see how high we can go.
And I know that we can't share publicly a lot of the stories, but do you feel like kids are emotionally going through more now, socially, peer pressure, than they have been in the past? I mean,
peer pressure is at its all-time high, if I could say that. Kids are faced with things that adults are faced with. And what I'm trying to say is, a child should not be stressed out as a freshman in high school or a middle school student because of what's going on in their life. Stress level is extremely high with middle and high school students, with grades, with fitting in, with having a boyfriend or girlfriend, stature, their popularity, and it just makes our kids in America today it stresses them out, and it causes them to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And we definitely need a lot of prayer for our kids. Our kids need to be loved. Our kids need to show love as Jesus showed love to us, and as He showed that to so many people while He was walking on the earth. Our children need to do that with other kids so other kids can feel love. If you think about it, a lot of kids, when they go home, they are coming from separated homes. A lot of them are. 50% statistics say come from a split home. They don't really hear the words, I love you, I care for you,
right.
I'm here for you. They don't really hear that as much as maybe times before. And there's a definite need of prayer.
Do you see common problems with the social groups that are like magnets? Like say an athletic group, we used to call them jocks. Anyway. When they were attracted to that group, is there common problems with that group, say, versus a group of skateboarders? Are the problems the same, different, or is there drugs in one, sexual pressure in another? I mean, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, I think all across the board, it's a little bit more even. The division between the groups, the social groups, jocks, skateboard kids, country kids, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot larger of a separation there than before, and there is a little bit of distinction there between those groups.
Distinction.
It's
Monday morning.
Yeah, however you want to call it.
But I know and I wish people could know, because I've done it. The emotional drain, taking that many kids to a place, watching God do spiritually what you've prayed for, carried on. And I've never, ever questioned your heart, your passion for these kids. And I want our parents to understand that this guy carries that weight, and he takes it serious. I had a parent call wanting your number about a situation, and gave it to him. I know he called you. I haven't even talked to you about it. Well, confidentially, if he doesn't ask permission, we can't talk about it. But his daughter went through just a terrible situation, and I hung the phone up, and I'm thinking, she's not even in high school. And I think the problems are still the same. I just think it's getting younger and younger. And you need to help. We were asking you guys to help us pray. that this would stop and that we could turn the tide and start moving forward. But appreciate what you do for our kids, what you do for our parents, the support there. Again, email Ryan, call Ryan. We're excited about what God did, and we're looking to revolution, the momentum there is absolutely amazing, and to see the kids worshiping over there on Wednesday night. And what's your series now?
We're finishing up playing the God card. We're moving into a series called Upside Down. Basically, making your life seem to be upside down, giving up all your wants and your desires, and truly following Christ. What's it going to take to turn your world upside down for Christ?
That's great. It's good. And so your team.
We have the best.
You do a great job at getting the right people in the right places. Just tell them thank you for this trip real quick.
Well, leaders, I want to say if you're not a Mud Creek student leader, you're missing out. You definitely should get involved with our student ministry. We do have the best student leaders in all of America, in my opinion, here now, especially the past 3-4 years in the student ministry. They are phenomenal. They love ministering to your children and children in general. They do a fantastic job, and I could definitely not do it without them.
Awesome. Great. And just to let everyone know, we're going to striper fishing in the morning, 4 o'clock, meet at the Cracker Barrel with Bill Craven and his son, and we've got a guide on Hartwell. And just publicly, I want to say that I am going to spank Ryan in the number of fish that we catch.
Probably so. But hey, any day on the water is a better day in the office, right?
All right. God bless you guys. Thank you. Call.
What if that thing didn't record?